First of all, Jude Bellingham will go down as Real Madrid's best ever midfielder. And this comes on the back of him saying, I think I'm 10 times better as a player than last season. Obviously, we know last season he won Bundesliga Player of the Year. We've seen the start that he's had at the club, that he's showing his versatility, that he's already scoring and assisting goals. You can see why people are saying something like this, but it is quite a big statement, Janis.
No, I don't see why people are saying something like this. And he's probably having a laugh there. Look, this is Real Madrid. I mean, if at the end of his career, he's as good as Casemiro, Toni Kroos, and Luka Modric, then he would have a great, great career, right? Because when I think about, some of the people that I remember, my age, I mean, Zinedine Zidane, Michael Laudrup, Fernando Redondo.
Redondo. I knew you were going to say Redondo.
Listen, I've been wanting to say that. I've been trying to squeeze him in. One of my most favorite, but he maybe wasn't the best. Maybe on Twitter, I wait for his birthday to say something. I mean, probably not as appreciated, as many. Probably some don't even remember who he is. But one of my favorite players, not just for Real Madrid, just in general, an Argentine. So this is absolutely crazy. We know it, but for somebody to even mention that on Twitter or anywhere else, it puts unnecessary pressure on, of course, on Jude Bellingham. I think he's done tremendously well, because it's not easy to transition into Real Madrid and have an entrance like he's had. So fair play to him. Bravo. I hope he does well. But as I said, my goodness, this is royalty of football, some of the names that I've mentioned. And even the ones that he's playing alongside with, there's still a long ways to go.
Yeah, I know. And you could go even further back than that, before we were even born, Janis. Because working for the club, I remember some of those names too. So yes, some big names before him, but he's definitely had a great start to life at Real Madrid. Next hot take. PSG will not win a Champions League this decade.
Probably not. I mean, at least they're not trying so hard right now just to get a collection of Galacticos, right? Real Madrid seems to have a trademark on how to do that and incorporate that. But again, I mean, with so many managers changing seats right now, obviously no Messi, no Neymar, Mbappe still there, but who knows for how long. Luis Enrique has come in, obviously a bit of a U-turn on their part. So I think that's positive, only from a standpoint that maybe they've recognized that they really have to build a team and not a collection of stars who either don't get along or don't know how to win it together. So that is not an outrageous statement, to be sure. I mean, look at Paris Saint-Germain this season, right? Two games, 2 draws, 12th place in Ligue 1. I'm sure that's going to change. But looking at their squad right now, still Marco Verratti likely to perhaps leave. I don't see a squad capable of beating the best teams in Europe.
Last hot take. Erling Haaland will finish his career with more Ballon d'Ors than Mbappe. And can I just add as well, we've heard Stevie Nicol on ESPN FC this week. If you keep seeing the QR code pop up, that's where you can go to our ESPN FC page. That's a daily football show, as if you don't already know. But if you don't, that's where you can catch it every single day, 365 days a year. A lot of talk about football. Stevie Nicol called him a brat. Mbappe, that is, not Haaland.
Did he give an explanation of why he's a brat? Because I don't get it. I mean, he's going to be, I still think, one of the best in the world when it's all said and done. I don't see him as a brat. In fact, I mean, he stayed at Paris Saint-Germain. It took a president, Macron, to ask him to stay, I suppose. But look, he stayed. He's a kid that grew up playing football, in Paris. I think that team is close to him. But how is he different, Stevie? And I respect you, Stevie, as you know. I mean, how is he different from any other player? He wants to play at the biggest clubs in the world, right? And I think we were just talking about Paris Saint-Germain. I think he's done his job in terms of winning Ligue 1. I think he sees that it's going to be a transition. Always wanted to play at Real Madrid. I mean, any big name in the world, I mean, we always see them wanting or being asked to leave. So, I mean, he's still there. But no, I haven't seen anything from him where I would call him a brat. He just wanted to leave on his terms, stayed an extra year. Don't see it. And what was the other one? Erling Haaland finished?
Yeah, who's going to win more Ballon d'Ors between the two of them? The hot take is that Erling Haaland will. That's the hot take.
I guess it'll depend who gets to Real Madrid first. Somehow that's I have. Look, I mean, first let's get this out of the way. I mean, and that's unfortunate for Haaland because Norway probably won't be winning many World Cups. They'll be happy to get into one, right? I mean, we do remember Kylian Mbappe even in that final and the loss to Argentina. I mean, sensational, a hat
Unbelievable.
trick. I mean, absolutely sensational. I think France will be for me. They will be the favorites to win the World Cup in 2026 in the United States, Mexico, and Canada. I think Mbappe, with that team and the players around him, is going to once again feature as the best player. I don't see it, and it's as I've mentioned, it's a bit unfortunate because Erling Haaland can't pick where he's from, and obviously he's not going to have players around like Kylian Mbappe. But I wouldn't see that. I don't.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis, and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.